Greetings and salutations, my name is JW608 and today I am playing StarMade. And we are back in the factory because I want to set up a thing here well, logic. I want logic controls for my factory here. And we're going to use this section right here for our logic area. Alright, so I want to be able to hit this button and turn on all of these machines. And I also would like to have a button here that's not connected to that one. And we're going to just say off. Off. Alright. So we're going to do that. So you hit that button, they'll all turn on for a split second, then they'll turn back off. Like that. Except I didn't want it to do that. I actually wanted it to control... no, hold on. I can't shift V to unselect these. Oh, that's weird. Maybe if I hit shift instead of control, that would work better. Huh. Oh, buttons. They only do adjacent, won't flood. Huh, alright. So, I should hit this button, it turns everything on, then back off. I don't want these to control the factories directly, I want them to control these buttons which control the factories directly. Alright. Turn that back on. So now, when I have everything on, I want it to come here to... how am I going to do this? Let's go to a knot. And then let's grab the knot and grab every third one. Or every third one. Because it Shift V Shift V only grabs the adjacent buttons. So that should turn everything on. That turns everything off. That turns everything on. How on earth did that turn everything on? Ah! You see. Then you hit this all basic, the button, or let's hit our knot there. This knot's tied to that button. And the button is tied to, well, this not this button. This button is tied to all of those. So when the button's on, the knot turns off. Then it turns back off because the button sends a pulse of high or on signal. So it's on then off. And it's the opposite of what I done for the off. What I done for the off. And pressing the button resets the circuit anyway. Alright, so now we're going to do a variation of that for the normal basic. All right, so we're going to... What's normal basic? This is my default settings. So I want my grays, my shades of gray to be on normal, also purple, and brown, and I think yellow. All right, let's see, what do I actually need for yellow? Hold on. Let's get a standard factory. I don't care about that. Change production to hazard. Yellow hazard, view recipe, yellow basic armor, and standard. Alright, I use lots of hazard. So we're just going to give it a 5 by... Give it a 10... Oh, no, wrong way. What was that, 20? 40, I guess. And we're gonna say this is basic yellow. Alright. Now, you are gonna get everything else. The red, orange, green, teal, blue, purple, brown, and that one. Nope, not purple. Let's turn off Purple. All right, so now when I press this button, there we go. It turns those on. I can turn everything off. I can turn everything on. Then I can set my basic, um, well, default need. And all this is a combination of those two, using the high pulse for the button and whatnot. And an activator switches when it gets a pulse. Awesome. And see, it inverts for just a moment. So there is a possibility, yeah, it creates a block of everything when it inverts, which is just fine. Now, I do have an experiment I wanted to try. And we're going to try... Today we're going to play with logic, I think. And that was one thing I really wanted to get out of my way right now was that. This is another thing I want to get out of my way. We're going to build it up here. I want one of these and a basic factory. I wanted just to see if we can do this. If we can, this will make my life a lot easier. We're just going to make some basic gray armor. A single block of it. And it's going to pull from this chest. But this chest doesn't have anything in it. Ah, so we're going to switch to main cargo here. And I want to know if switching this cargo block... Ah, no, okay, it doesn't. Because you can access any cargo yourself through here by going to the name cargoes. But once you leave that menu, it snaps back to whatever the cargo block you're looking at is. Or storage block you're looking at is. Alright, so that was a failure. That would have made my life so much easier. But it didn't. And I'll live. Unless I don't. Then I won't worry about it. Alright, so let's see here. What are you? You're terrain. Are you named terrain? No, you're not. Right. It looks like we've processed all the terrain. We've processed all the shards too. Shards and ores. You know what? We could save a lot of power if we do... Alright. Alright, you've talked me into it. We're gonna do something a little different. Let's grab one of these rooms, and we're gonna paste it right here. This room is going to be a clock room. So let's see here. We need a clock. So how do you build a clock? This is my clock. It's not the best clock on Earth. You can probably come up with better, but it's my clock. Let's see. Activation to not to an and to delay to activation. Then we do it like that. So why do you have the and then? That is so I can do this. So now I have a switch here to turn on and off the clock. Well, why don't you just use that one down there? Because sometimes it doesn't work or it jams, or I've had it so if you hit it at the wrong cycle, the clock doesn't actually cycle or doesn't actually turn off. It looks like it's behaving the way it should right now because I'm on camera, I guess. But I've always found it just easier to have control over the clock with the and there. All right. Let's see. Okay, let's rip all this nonsense out. As I said earlier, that I am probably going to overcomplicate this thing. And that is okay. This whole build, I mean by this thing. We're going to have an overly complicated factory. And it's going to be glorious. All right, so this is going to be the main clock. Punch a hole there. All right. I have you punched a hole there because I need access to that module. And let's grab a white light. No, let's grab a blue light and display module. Definitely gonna need to set up a factory for display modules. Main block. And we're gonna set up gonna hit C on you. There we go. Did I not? CV? I did. Alright. Actually, tell you what, let's inset that. There we go. I like that better. Alright. Now it'll tick in time, and let's grab some of these. Definitely gonna need to do like a trickle factory of these pieces, because I use these all the time. Right. Now we will decorate it better later. So why are you building a clock? Because I plan on putting sensors in here. And it's been forever since I've actually built sensors. So it's going to take me a while to remember how, and probably do a video dedicated for how we do sensors. And let's see, let's grab you and build a beacon that flashes. Wait a minute, where's my bloom? I'll do two beacons and two red lights. Something ain't right. My clock looks like it's hanging. Of course, I don't know what the machine's doing in the background. There we go. I should be able to see that. In fact, we're going to make it even better seeable by putting a 5. By putting a wall here. So it'll reflect off the wall and say, hey, what's that wall for? Oh, yeah, that's where my clock is. All right. So main logic here, you'll have to go through this hallway over to get to the clock room. Once we build and set this up, you should never have to do it ever again. Or never have to visit this room again unless something goes horribly wrong or you want to change something. So that's fine. All right. Alright, so let's enter a faction signature, and while we're here, let's just throw... Where is it? An undetonator in here. There. Hey, I've reset my spawn point. Awesome. So I think we got a lot done. We got yellow taken care of. We have our buttons, so now we can just turn this whole shebang off. And so now we're not producing... Oh, hold on. Where are you pulling? The phone. Who's the phone? Oh, because you're not pulling fast enough. Enough. Well, hot snot. That's a lot of stuff to be pulling. Alright, so let's change... Oh, no. It's not because it's not pulling enough, it's because I have too much junk in here. So we're just gonna get rid of that. Now, I don't plan to ever... I don't think I'll ever actually have that... Oh, yeah, that's a lot of... That's a lot of space. Looks like every pull tick is gonna be 1% of the volume. Huh. Might need to throttle back the armor there. No, we don't. We need all the armor. I mean, that's only 10 million blocks. That's probably what we would need to build a battleship. full entirely. Okay. All right, well, I have been JW608. This has been StarMade. We've set up a bunch of lovely logic. And hopefully next time we will get to use said lovely logic. And I will dig you cats later.